Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of B is for Betsy by Carolyn Haywood, narrated by Stina Nielsen.
Chapter 1. Betsy Goes to School and Finds a Big Surprise. Betsy lay in her little white bed. She had been awake a long time. Outside her window, the birds were calling "Good morning" to each other, but Betsy did not hear them. All summer long, she had jumped out of bed as soon as her eyes were open. She had always run to the window and thrown sunflower seeds out to the birds for their breakfast. But this morning, Betsy was so busy feeling unhappy that she forgot all about the birds. Betsy was unhappy because today was the first day of school. She had never been to school, and she was sure she would not like it. Old Ned, who cut the grass on Grandfather's farm, had told her all about school. Betsy had never told anyone what old Ned had told her, but now she lay thinking about it. She thought of the cross old teacher, and of the switch that had stood in the corner to be used on the legs of any child who might be late for school. She thought of the high, pointed cap made of paper that old Ned had been made to wear when he didn't know his spelling. Old Ned had stroked his grizzly beard and said, "Aye, yes, school was a terrible place." Betsy turned her head on the pillow. Now she could see her clothes lying on her bedroom chair. There was her new green dress with the little puffy pockets. It was such a pretty dress, but Betsy wished that she did not have to go to school in it. She leaned far over the side of her bed to see if she could see her new shoes. There they were, side by side, little brown shoes that fastened with a strap and a brass buckle. And there, hanging on the doorknob, was her school bag. It was dark green, with red and yellow stripes running up and down and across it. Mother called it plaid. It was trimmed with bright red, and there was a long leather strap that Betsy could hang over her shoulder. Betsy had been happy the day Father had bought the bag for her. But now that the time had come for her to wear it, she didn't feel happy at all. If only she could run away and hide. Just then, Mother came in. "Come, Betsy, it's time to get up," said Mother. "Today you are going to school." Mother helped her with her bath and brushed and braided her hair. Then she tied the crisp white sash on her dress. After breakfast, Mother went upstairs to put on her hat. She was going to walk to school with Betsy every morning until Betsy knew the way. Betsy sat on the bottom step of the stairs to wait for Mother. Her school bag was over her shoulder. There were 2 bread and jelly sandwiches tucked away in the pocket on the outside of the bag. Betsy felt very little and very scared. But she wouldn't tell Mother, because she did not want Mother to think that she was a baby. Only that morning, Mother had called her Mother's great big girl. Suddenly, Betsy thought of Koala Bear. Koala was the little toy bear that Uncle Jim had brought all the way from Australia. She would take Koala to school with her. It would not seem so strange or so lonely with Koala. Betsy ran upstairs and into her bedroom. She looked in the bed, but Koala was not there. Betsy was sure she had taken him to bed with her the night before. She pulled up the covers at the foot of the bed, for although Koala always went to bed with his nose sticking out at the top, it was nearly always sticking out at the bottom of the bed in the morning. Sometimes he even fell out completely. Betsy looked under the bed and around the floor, but there was no Koala. She looked on the windowsill and in the toy closet, but Koala was nowhere to be seen. "Betsy," called Mother from the foot of the stairs. "Come at once, dear. You mustn't be late for school." Betsy took one last look in the bed, but there was no sign of a little gray bear. Very slowly, she went downstairs. "I can't find Koala, Mother," said Betsy.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.